right, this next position, definitely Silman used it in his text, and I believe before him it was a composition by the legendary Endgame composer Pal Benko. Yes, that same Benko, as in the Benko Gambit. It is black to move in this position. Black's pawn is going this way, white's pawns are going this way. So yes, he is attacking our rook at this moment. So take your time and try to figure out the ins and outs of this position, as there's a lot of rich ideas here. See if you can find them all. So first of all, let's look at the rook moves. If you play rook e8, this loses to the intercepting idea of bishop c8. So rook e8, he's out. Rook b8 is a very natural but passive move to try, because if you see the idea with rook e8 doesn't work, you can logically assume that you're not going to be able to really move the rook at any point in time here without him playing bishop c8 and winning. Then when you see king c6, the only thing he can do is really take the pawn. It's king a5, king c7, and you win. So rook takes. Some would go bishop c8, but you have even better. Check. No matter what, you're losing the rook, the pawn, and the game. So rook moves, they're out. That only leaves us with the most critical continuation. We're trimming the tree of variations, so to speak. King takes b7. We're going to see a very important concept here. Check, only move to defend. Very, very, very important. We can't move the king, can't move the rook. If we move the king, we just lose the rook for free. So we white to move. If he could pass, it puts us in a seriously bad predicament. If he takes, it's an easy draw. So he passes, of course. Now we've got to move the pawn. What's best? So the natural reaction most of the time is to do king takes bishop. And after king here, you go, well, opposition. And are we okay? No. Sadly, we're not okay, as the pawn will push and win. Do we have any other options? Yeah. Double exclaim. If you watched the last video, you should have gotten this one. Rook pawns are hard, right? But you're like, the corner color square is a bishop. But he can't take the pawn and save the bishop. And we should know by now that in rook pawn scenarios, you can't force the king out of the corner, even with, well, a dark square bishop. So here, we would just have a stalemate from this wonderful problem composed by Pal Benko.